Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tavua. We love Today FM in Tavua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news, spike in crime results in demand for security. Kadavu people get government assurance. And legendary broadcaster no more.
From the studios of FBC Suva.
Good evening. The sudden rise in burglaries, home invasions and aggravated robberies has led to a huge demand for security from the public. Security companies are now receiving around 10 calls daily from residents around the country who want their properties and lives protected. This follows an admission by police earlier this week that home invasion is on the rise and the introduction of the Know Your Neighbor program. Anthony Suliana reports.
Many people are now turning to security companies for protection of their homes and lives.
We've been receiving calls from locally, like residents, and also from businesses. This is mostly Fiji-wide, so it looks like there's an increase in criminal activities. Basically, for residents, it's like theft and loitering around the premises. We have received, like last 2 months, mostly call from Tamavu areas and Suvarnasuri corridor, and in Nandi as well.
Professional Security Services Managing Director Vijay Prakash says people need to leave their lights on when they're not at home.
The home invasion and other things only happen when they leave some room. Some people, when they go out and they don't return early hours of the night, they do not put in any lights in their house. No lights outside, no lights. So anybody walking past are intimidated that that house is vacant. So even the neighbors, and they do not communicate with the neighbors.
We are trying to recruit new security staff, have more standbys. Standbys basically means have extra guards. So when we are called at short notices, so we can provide service.
With the current spike of house break-ins, the two security companies are urging Fijians to work together and combat this serious issue. Anthony Suliana, FBC News.
The government has assured people of Kadavu that it makes every effort in implementing infrastructure projects and economic development activities on the island. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama on his tour to Kadavu today assured the people that they will not miss out on services that are available to all Fijians. Savera Tambua has more.
The Prime Minister, while commissioning the government roadshow at Namalata Central School, has confirmed that 14 water projects will be implemented in the next financial year. This had cost government $1.4 million and is an effort to improve the livelihood of all Fijians through inclusive financial services.
We are also in the process of constructing 4.9-kilometer Yahweh District Road and the 9.7-kilometer Nambukulewu Road, which will benefit 3,000 people, as well as ensuring that the transportation of goods and services to markets will be much faster and cheaper. Government is aware of the economic potential in Kadavu, and it will undertake every effort in implementing infrastructure projects, economic development initiatives, and ensure of an enabling environment to encourage growth.
He also mentioned that the task force will also prioritize those living with disabilities, youth, women, and those in the rural areas. People of Kadavu are delighted with what they've heard.
But I've thought that if people just, firstly, they have to help themselves first. Try to help them do what they want, to do first, and then ask the government's help. Better to do it by ourselves, where we stop to, and then we can ask the government to assist us.
Here in Kadavu, access to water is one of the main problems. We always needed government assistance.
Government in 2016 and 2017 financial year has invested around $12 million through assistance in the form of development projects in Kadavu. Bainimarama has also encouraged the people on the island to invest earnings from Dalo and Yangwana for their benefit and their future generation. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
Key stakeholders from NGOs, including resource owners, are learning more about how to capture greenhouse gas emissions in the agriculture, forestry and the land use sector, commonly referred to as AFOLU. Permanent Secretary for Forests, Samuel Alangataki, says it's imperative that Fijians who oversee these sectors are aware of how the data is collected and why it's important in Fiji's agenda in the fight against climate change. The one-day workshop is being facilitated by the Coalition for Rainforest Nations under the RED Plus project.
To help us take stock of our current capacity and capability in order to provide report in the forestry sector under Fiji's reporting obligation.
What is required under international treaties like the Paris Agreement, like United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So all these treaties have special regulations, special methodologies.
The Unity Fiji has been registered as Fiji's latest political party. Registrar of Political Parties Mohammed Sanim approved the application that had been made last month. Sanim says the applicant had successfully furnished all the particulars required under the law and hence the party has been duly registered. The Unity Fiji becomes the 8th registered political party under the Political Parties Act 2013. The total number of registered parties in Fiji currently stands at 8. Stakeholders have gathered for a workshop in Singatoka to evaluate and improve the REACH project. The project, which began in 2015, aims to improve service delivery to the most vulnerable and remote communities. Sainian Imboila reports.
Over 5,000 people in 50 districts and 11 provinces have so far benefited from the REACH project.
Seeing the results, they are very powerful. They speak of the hard work, they speak of the good heart, they speak of the unity, and they speak of the collegial efforts that had been crafted within the REACH program.
REACH meaning rights, empowerment and cohesion for rural and urban Fijians. Participants during the 2.5-day workshop are evaluating the project to consider lessons learned in order to make necessary improvements.
Provide us a wider range of perspectives and informational packages that can transform us as an officer so that we can deliver services done to the community.
An integral role in empowering the Commission to fulfill one of its important constitutional mandates, which is to educate and advocate. The REACH is also about promoting greater access and equity to the most rural and remote communities. The focus on social cohesiveness, peace building, and inclusiveness and gender equality is ultimately all about human dignity.
The REACH project is funded by the Japanese government and the United Nations Development Program. The project will continue until the end of next year. Sainian Imboila, FBC News.
Still to come, bus companies welcome e-ticketing and cattle sales boost in Kadavu. Details after the break.
Nimbula vinaka na yavangunga andi moala rarava ranalika o tikongona tauna Singatoka ando talisaka na vakaronga na Mbula FM namba 2 na serre
ya dora subuni kurna bili borani batukara hambara binanga do talitakina na varonga na Mbula FM namba 2 na serre
Mbula FM namba 2 na serre.
The electronic ticketing system for buses will be made compulsory from October 1st this year. E-ticketing initially starts from the 1st of August, and for 60 days, both e-ticketing and cash system will be allowed. But from 1st October, everyone will be using e-ticketing. Pranita Prakash reports.
E-ticketing has been introduced as one of the means to prevent revenue leakage in the bus industry.
The bus companies have confirmed that e-ticketing will virtually eliminate the pilfering of revenue by the employees. This means that the revenue for bus companies will now increase by at least 33%. The e-ticketing system will also provide live data in terms of carriage of passengers, embarkation, time and date of certain transactions, and other analytical data which assist in future development planning of a particular township or city, including census.
Narere Buses Limited, which operates a fleet of 22, has given the initiative its backing.
It will help the bus companies get more income. And as they want, the government also wants to track all the income for the bus companies. So it's a good thing. It's a good initiative by the government. We have signed an agreement with the Vodafone Fiji, and they will be installing the machines shortly.
There are also plans to introduce e-ticketing system for taxis, minibuses, carriers and marine transportation. This will also help Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority to be aware of the amount of money made by these operators. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
A cattle farmer earned more than $7,000 during the government roadshow underway in Kadavu. 66-year-old Chitoko Tukana thanks the Agriculture Ministry for supporting his business, which has seen 12 of his cattle sold to the people of Kadavu. Savera Tambua with more.
Transporting cattle from Suba to Kadavu is very expensive, costing more than $400. In a bid to help the people of Kadavu, the Agriculture Ministry, as part of this government roadshow, has also brought with them the livestock to be sold at cheap prices.
They bought one cattle from $600. They have to go to biosecurity, then pay some extra fees there, and the shipping company have to pay them about $180 one animal.
We have provided the much needed service at Kadavu by providing this cattle, and secondly, it's a source of income for the family.
Agriculture Locality Livestock Officer William Mbuli Mbao has confirmed there is not enough breeding of livestock here in Kadavu.
After 3 years, they should change the breed dye. Should change the breeding stock, like the bull. They should change after 3 years. Should change. We have to bring another one so that it continue the size and the weight of the bull, and to improve their breed also.
Another aspect of this initiative is for the people of Kadavu to consume the available meat on the island rather than buying it from Suba. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Fiji's golden voice Semi Koroi has passed away. Koroi, who began his career as a radio announcer, also made valuable contributions to the Fijian television industry.
Bulabinaka, Afghanistan, Assalamu alaikum, Sastrikal, Kemcho, Namaste. And welcome to Back in
Koroi was working with the Department of Information in providing voiceovers for several video documentaries in the late 1980s. To add to his list of TV credentials, he had also featured both as a TV presenter for Dateline Fiji and more recently for the Back in Time TV program. FBC radio programs manager Shami Lochanlal shared her working experience with Koroi.
Semi Koroi was so well versed with 3 languages. And he was on English radio station. His voice was such good quality voice. He was such a jovial person. He had such a great sense of humor. And like I said, it was an honor for me to have worked with him and to observe him, how he worked as a radio personality. I've learned a lot from him.
The Harvard Crocodillos, the oldest a cappella singing group at Harvard University in the United States of America, performed in front of a packed crowd at USB in Suva last night. This is the group's 35th annual world tour of 17 countries. Popular for its all-male burlesque musical theater productions, the Crocodillos sang songs from the Great American Songbird and beyond. After their first performance in the country, the 12 tuxedo-clad students say the warm Fijian hospitality from the crowd made them feel at home. The Crocodillos will fly to Sydney, Australia next as part of the 11-week 6-continent tour.
The performance was amazing. I think we sounded okay, and the energy that we got from the audience tonight was just incredible. All the laughters, and people were. I really felt as though people were enjoying our performance, and we really appreciate that, and we really feed off that energy. It was wonderful.
Ahead in sports, Melly will have the latest on the Flying Fijians, but joining us next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Arko. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. More than 20,000 MSMEs in the country. And in growing Fiji, new boat launch. Stay with us.
I'm under a sort of of Nayabu whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM.
only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back. Leading business tonight. There's at least 20,580 registered micro, small and medium enterprises in the country. However, the extent of informal MSMEs are yet to be determined. The government's long-term goal is to graduate more MSMEs into the formal sector.
Close to 54,000 Fijians are formally employed in the MSME sector, accounting for 37% of the formal labor force in Fiji.
In our efforts to enable new and budding entrepreneurs to register and operate that business, we will be streamlining also and fast-tracking the issuance of business licenses to MSMEs.
MSMEs continue to face various obstacles, and Koya says access to finance remains a key challenge.
In the 2017-2018 budget, government had announced initiatives to ignite grassroots entrepreneurship by making their processes of starting a business easier and faster.
The private sector was acknowledged for the involvement in the area of SMEs after new SME division was launched by Alice Pacific, a chartered accounts and business advisory firm in Suva yesterday.
We note that some small businesses do not register their business for the fear of being taxed and because they feel it is a costly exercise to become tax and regulatory compliant. Hence, we are offering a targeted approach by providing services to them for compliance and to help them realize their growth potential.
The new division aims to offer a wide range of SME services at an affordable price to encourage small businesses to register, be compliant with the regulations and at the same time grow the market. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
And with news on the world economic scene, here's Elizabeth from HFC Bank.
Good evening. An update in our economic calendar. According to the minutes of the Federal Reserve's last policy meeting released this morning, the Fed's policymakers were increasingly split on the outlook for inflation and how it might affect the future pace of interest rates. In May, inflation slipped to 1.4% and has run below the target rate of 2% for more than 5 years. This has made a few policymakers less comfortable with the current implied path of rate hikes, which is 1 more rate rise this year and 3 the next. There was little change in the US dollar after the minutes were released. The Canadian dollar and other commodity-sensitive currencies bared losses. Vinaka.
Thanks, Elizabeth. On to today's exchange rates. The Fijian dollar strengthened against the Chinese yuan, closing at 3.24, while the American dollar remained steady, closing at 47 cents. Closer to home, the Australian dollar strengthened, closing at 62 cents, while the New Zealand and PNG Kina weakened, closing at 64 cents and 1.33. As for the commodities market, oil prices dropped, closing at 45.65 a barrel. Gold went up to close at 1,227 an ounce, and silver dropped, closing at $16.11 an ounce. In Growing Fiji tonight, South Sea Cruises launched a new vessel on Danara Island yesterday. The $6.5 million Tiger 5 replaces the 29-year-old Tiger 4. Chief Executive Brad Rufford says this vessel will service the Mamanudu Group, giving the tourists in Fiji a far better experience. He says this is part of their program to replenish their fleet with modern, fuel-efficient and environmental-friendly designs. Another vessel, the Panther, is scheduled to arrive in September this year.
Frequencies will increase. We're starting a new departure at 10 a.m, which will go to our new Mala Mala Beach Club in South Sea Island. So Mala Mala Beach Club is South Sea Cruises' newest island. It's opening towards the end of July. We expect a capacity out there of between 200 and 300 on a day.
And that's a wrap from business this evening. Now to the latest in sports. Here's Melly.
Thanks, Rachel. Good evening. Coming up in sports. Nangusa likely to be named in the Flying Fijians team. And Singh ready to guide Bamba Singh Alliance. This and more after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी से
सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारियल रेफ्रिजरेटर से। मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टको ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Vodafone Flying Fijians coach John McKee has named the strong 23-member team to face Tonga in the World Cup qualifiers on Saturday. Props Kempisi Maafu and Manasa Saulo come into front to partner with Sunia Koto. Skipper Akapu Singara moves as flanker position while Nemmani Nangusa starts at number 8. In the back rows, Asaili Tikwirotuma starts at center and Timothy Nangusa will start at the fullback's position. Meanwhile, John McKee says it's a great opportunity for other players to step up. With France-based Betheliato and Kini Murmurvalu and also Albert Vulivuli out, there is chance for other players to fill the vacuum in the side. Vasnil Prasad reports.
It's another day of training in Tonga as the Flying Fijians remain focused on the must-win match. With Betheliato out, Nemani Nangusa could get his second start for the side.
Pussy at 7 and Nemani Nangusa at number 8. Guilherme Mata, who has been injured with an ankle injury, he's back to full fitness, so he comes into consideration as well.
Another player who could strengthen the side is prop Kempisi Maafu, who missed the Scotland match due to the death of his father.
To be back here and particularly playing against Tonga, so Kempisi's trained very well this week and is really looking forward to the game on Saturday.
For veteran Bereniki Ngoneva, nothing less than a win will matter against specific rivals.
Everyone is putting their hands up, and I think it depends on the coach and staff, and I think everyone is working hard for the sport.
It's only 2 days away from the great showdown, and Maki says the morale in camp is high in anticipation of the match.
So we have to be at our absolute best, and as I've said to the players in our preparation, that we can take some pats on the back for our performance against Scotland and Italy and getting wins in those games. But, all that counts for nothing if we this week.
Fiji plays Tonga at 2 p.m. in Nuku'alofa on Saturday. Vasnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The Suva rugby team will be without Nipi halfback Seru Davulati and flanker Penny Rainre against Nandronga in the semi-final of the Skip Cup. Despite missing the two, the capital side remains confident of taking Nandronga for the second time this season. Vasnil Prasad once again reports.
Season campaigners will boost the Suva side in its quest to take down the host. This includes the likes of Fiji 7-star Isake Katonimbau, Captain Samumbola and Sitiveni Kunanga.
The main reason is to share my experience with the young and inexperienced Suva team. But I believe they'll go out there, they'll fight to the end of the whistle.
Suva has already beaten Nandronga earlier in the round-robin stages, 21-10, but knows too well the Stallions are difficult to handle in sudden death stages.
You can't be relying on past history, on past games against Nandronga. This is a new game. This is a semi-final for 2017 Skipper Cup. It's all new competition, new game altogether.
Former national reps Sayasi Fuli and Chope Tuikambe are coaching the Blues and has picked young wing Alessio Nanduva as a key man.
So the team, mentally, everybody's prepared. Physically, we have our ups and downs, but now we are all looking forward to the game this Saturday.
In recent time, it has been the case of Nia, yet so far for Suva in the final stages of the Skipper Cup. But the side is oozing with confidence that 2017 could just prove to be their year. Vasnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The Lambasa football side knows they will have a huge responsibility on their shoulders when they host the Ink Mobile Battle of the Giants tournament next weekend. And with a new coach to guide them, the team knows expectations will be high. Eleanor Turangavi reports.
The Mbambasing Lions continue their preparation for the Battle of the Giants tournament. And new coach Gurjit Singh knows exactly the areas that need fixing.
I saw the game against Dirketi on Saturday. I was here to see them playing.
and then I work out the system for the other games in the BOG tournament. The biggest problem was the fitness and with the attitude of the players on the field while playing as a team. And we have to improve on that because tournaments is different ball game where all the teams come prepared. So trying to build that combination, I saw them missing a lot of chances, scoring chances, and we have to work on those.
The side knows the pressure is on them to perform above expectation, playing on home soil and with the home crowd advantage.
Try to have a good team for the BOG because Lambasa game will be in Lambasa, so Lambasa fans will be looking forward for some good result. So the boys have been training hard, and I think definitely they will be doing well.
The players are very happy with the new leadership and guidance for the team, and they will not want to disappoint come match day.
We are happy for what he has done for us in these few days, and we hope that we'll give him a good job next week.
So what is the team's aim for the tournament?
Our aim to win and to qualify for the semi-final.
The Mambasing Alliance play their first match of the BOG tournament against Suva on Friday 14th of July at 7:30 p.m. Eleanor Turangibio, FBC Sports.
18-year-old Sailosi Tumbailangi will represent Fiji at the 2017 World Athletics Championships in London next month. Athletics Fiji is banking on the Year 13 student from Ratu Kadavu Level School, carrying Fiji's banner on the world stage.
It is okay, yes, it is a good run.
Sailosi Tumbailangi had the fastest time in the 400 meters for the senior boys at this year's Coca-Cola Games.
In London, he's another athlete that's been around for a long time, and we believe this athlete is capable of coming down to 45, might be even a 44 in the 400 meters. We believe we have the facility to train our athletes, but they need that high-level competition in order to improve their performances.
Rodan says Tumbailangi is capable of improving his time.
We will be running the 400 meters. Currently, his best time in the 400 meters is about 47.8. I think, given the right competition, he is capable of reducing his time.
Apart from the World Championships, Athletics Fiji is also focusing on the Commonwealth Youth Games.
The athletes that have qualified Waisake Nakavu, Colinio Randudro of QVS and Helena Young of St. Joseph Secondary. Use the Oceania as a build-up towards it. A lot of them, for the most part, for Waisake and Helena, they did very, very well. You know, they won medals in their age groups.
The World Athletics Championships run from the 5th to the 19th of next month, while the Commonwealth Youth Games begin in the Bahamas on the 18th to the 23rd of this month. The British and Irish Lions will be trying to become the first team to beat New Zealand twice in a year for the first time in more than 20 years. The team is boosting with confidence, though, after the 24-21 win over the All Blacks last weekend, and is looking to claim the series this Saturday. And that's it from sports this evening. Catch weather later on with Angie. And in new media, find out how job seekers are using an app in Mexico to land employment. Find out more after the break.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana barorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon ko ndo talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kina Domoy Viti.
Kaya kuyaga sila tale, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu pinasabali, magundurong barong na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti na bonga ni BNN.
In new media tonight, smartphone technology has transformed the world as we know it. Having an app for almost everything is big business. It has created a so-called app economy that has boosted job growth around the world, and Mexico is one country benefiting from that shift. And we now join Angie with the latest in weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. The sunny weather has been incredible for the past few days. Don't you think it's absolutely gorgeous? Although conditions are sunny and warm in the daytime, you can still expect a cold night. Looking at today in the west, we saw the best of sunshine with a rise in humidity level. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, sunny periods broke through the clouds and the temperatures responded well with highs of 26. And up in Vanuatu, most got away with a rather cloudier day with some sunny spells. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots with moderate to rough seas. And for the tides, low tide tonight will be at 10:15 with a high tide tomorrow morning at 4:28. Sunrise will be at 6:38. For tomorrow, it's the best day of the week because it's Friday. And to make the day even better, our friend Sunshine will pop out once again. Tomorrow's temps, Suva and Savu Savu are thought to be the coolest spots with highs of 27 and lows of 21 and 23. Looking ahead to Saturday, there is showers indicated for the northerners. Elsewhere will be fine. And that, Akosita, is FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks, Angie. And on Fijian Pulse today, we asked, are the rental prices for properties too high?
The rental rates are too high. We low-income earners can't afford it. The rent is really too high, and the condition of the house is not what we expected.
It's very expensive.
Firstly, the condition of the rooms, of the houses like being rented, it's too high.
Yeah, that's fair in western side. It's a
Recapping the main stories tonight, spike in crime results in demand for security. Kadavu people get government assurance and legendary broadcaster no more. And for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. And to our poll question, we are asking, are you happy with the new tax threshold? Visit our FBC website to answer. And before we go, today's shot of the day. The picture was taken by Kini Saratimbau on board the Princess Diva at Kambara Island in Laos. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable evening. Bye for now.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na radio Fijian and ndo moi viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo tikola ndo talita kana radio Fijian kina ndo moi viti.
Kaya kuyago sila tale, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu pinasabali, nagundurong barong na radio Fijian, nando moi viti.
Na radio Fijian, nando moi viti na bonga ni BNN.